Games separating these two teams in the battle for the final playoff spot. He can take a great step toward the playoffs with a win tonight. And glad to have you with us. Off we go. Pistons won twice at home against the Heat. They lost here in January. You see the
Lakers.
Blake Griffin put the Pistons up 2-0 on their first possession. Miami using a 20th different starting lineup. Blake Griffin's 14th game since coming over in the trade with the Clippers. Whiteside inside. Gets the Heat on the scoreboard. James Johnson and Luke Babbitt both in the starting lineup tonight for Miami. It does his new Piston teammates. He got the feeling hearing from Stan he wants Blake to be a little bit more aggressive for his own offense.
Yes, Blake had 9 assists.
It's his 7th start in the backcourt. I asked him if it made a difference to him. He said absolutely not. He didn't care what position he played. James Ennis, the former Heat swingman, now starting his 3rd game in a row for the Pistons. And
It works in your favor that you played the night before.
Andre Drummond scores.
The uphill against the Lakers.
Could not match the speed and athleticism. And on both ends, they have been porous defensively and a little random to start the game offensively.
Well, whatever Stan Van Gundy told you kind of said it was a no-brainer. Who else was I going to go to in that situation?
Goran Dragic missed it.
You can see that Detroit runs a similar set that the Heat runs. There are 2 guys on the elbow.
They're ahead by 5. Into Olynyk, shoots over the top of Smith for the score.
Yeah.
Shot better, he could have had 13 or 14 assists in that game. James Johnson with a steal of Drummond's pass. Here he comes, zigging, zagging, and slamming.
4 in the loss column. If they lose, they're up 2 in the loss column, and Detroit has the tiebreaker.
James Johnson picked up the last foul. Drummond with an started 55 games for the Heat last year. Dragic hits the jump. Smith. The flip to Ennis, stolen by Dragic. Here comes Miami. Dragic for the scoop and the score lead. Right now, the Heat are on a 14-4 run. Babbitt for 3. Come on.
Oh, yes.
That's Dwayne Wade, who has 52 points in his last 51 minutes. Why not?
Of course.
He ahead by 6. The Heat have used a 19-4 run to propel themselves in front. Here's Blake Griffin down the runway. Got fouled, got the field goal. This is Galloway, the former Knick, launching and draining close pass. Finally reeled in by Olynyk with 6 on the 24. Babbitt. Kaboom! Blake Griffin. Minute left, first quarter. Heat with a 4-point lead. Griffin tees up a 3. Winslow shadowing Griffin, gets into the paint, dumps it low for Moreland, who scored. That was 111-104 back on the 3rd of January. Miami had 17 triples in their lone win over the Pistons. Wade.
The Pistons, where are they going to get the offense from?
Great hustle by Richardson to keep the possession alive. Olynyk into Winslow. Finds Winslow. 6 to shoot. Winslow gets tangled up. Ball pops out to Olynyk, who fires. And hits. Screen setting. It needs to be finely tuned and well-timed. Heat with an 8-point lead. 9.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Drummond with a goaltend off the 7 Pistons turnovers. Detroit hasn't scored off any of Miami's score. Here's Smith gets the score. Tolliver sets his feet and misses the 3. Drummond in between 2 Heat rebounders. Got it. Missed it. Tolliver tipped out. No position to shoot it with 6 on the 24. Here comes a shot against Drummond. The hook was blocked by Drummond.
Yeah, that was the keeper right there. He didn't hand it off. He went to the rim.
Tolliver from Smith, blocked by Winslow. Wade again, matched up with Smith. Got it! And the foul. The half was 10. 7:15 to go in the second quarter. Drummond bouncing for Bullock. Blocked from behind. Richardson shoots over Bullock and scores. Can't get a better look than that for a shot. Here comes Smith. A burst. Tipped it.
That one's going to go into Dragic. Pass it to the outside. Winslow for 3. Winslow splash!
Unbelievable in the Heat's 4 wins in that 06 final.
Dragic going to get it out. Puts it up for a 3. Another splash! Winslow on the outside trying to dribble through. Going to put it up and in for an easy 2. Double coverage out to Bullock. Bullock. That'll be just short. Drummond's going to get the rebound. Puts it back up and in. Smith trying to get through. Smith to Blake. Blake up for 3, and he'll splash that.
He gets it. We will see what you all put together for Rewind. It's coming up at Heat half.
Rebound. Olynyk from downtown. Kaboom! Udonis Haslem playing in just his 10th game of the season. The Heaters shorthanded, no Bam Adebayo availability tonight. On a Kids Nights telecast, in a big game between the Heat and Pistons, we open up the second half here in Miami with the Heat up 13. James Johnson, triple.
Yes.
Come off the bench in 10 straight. Miami's up by 16. Johnson defending Bullock, who lobs it over to Griffin. Banks it in and drops. Reggie Bullock misses. The Mount Vernon, New York native could not power it back in, but top.
Clippers running half a game out of 8th place for the playoffs.
And you know how good the East race is. Really, Coach, it's everything you'd want in a season if you're a professional sports team. Great team. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Good stuff from inside the studio. Pistons right now on a 9, make it an 11. Drummond now has 14 points and 17 rebounds.
Putting back his own misses.
Babbitt triple. This is the triple. Evan will sit here with us and enjoy the third quarter of a very meaningful game for the Heat and Pistons. Open 3, James Johnson. Kaboom!
Great shot by James Johnson. He's been making good plays all game long.
James Johnson with 46 triples this year. Bullock answers trade that brought Griffin into the Eastern Conference from the Clippers. Stanley Johnson from downtown. Bullseye.
You know, Eric and Tony, there's something about D-Wade the second he comes in the game. He makes something happen good. What do you...
Losing the ball to Bullock. And this is Blake Griffin coming at the defense. Losing it to Johnson, who puts it home. Richardson against Bullock. Nicely done. Josh Richardson and Justice Winslow opening the fourth quarter for Miami. Richardson. Yes. 6 for 8 shooting. Nothing forced.
Plays with confidence, doesn't he, at both ends of the floor.
Heat up 6. Richardson points, 17 rebounds. He trails only Karl Anthony Towns in NBA double-doubles. Nice pass. Wade, 13 at the line, and ahead by 6. Winslow with the steal, racing ahead of Tolliver. Here's Richardson from Wade, short. Second try, perfect. 17 points in this game on 7 for 10 shooting.
Good cut by Jay Rich there. Wade found him.
9-point lead for the Heat. Bikes. He has 9 points. His first points in the second half put the Heat up. And Bikes come down to 4 on the 24. Wade step back 3. And the rebound to Olynyk. He lays it in. 18 points a game. Their defense has been better than that tonight. Bikes missed it. Drummond. Oh, he timed it for Andre Drummond. Magruder out of the corner. Kaboom! Magruder.
Yes.
And here comes Miami.
Olynyk made that play.
D-Wade down the middle on Tolliver. Good passing. Olynyk for 3. You bet.
Before the game, he says his favorite player of all time is Alonzo Mourning. So played before Corey was even born. He said, how do you like him?
Griffin, who has 29 points, but none of the fourth. Drummond turns from a hook and scores. The Heat are now 14 for 17 at the foul line. Whiteside got it back. James Ennis turns the corner. Over Whiteside and sticks it. He was traded to Miami for a second-round pick. Played 65 games with the Heat. Oh, nice twisting scoop. You know, the official stat man here in Miami twice has not given Drummond the credit for two offensive rebounds here
Tonight against Philadelphia to help the Heat win that game.
Yeah, 3 free throws in a row. James Johnson with a steal, racing ahead of Bullock, slamming it home. Tips it back. And this is Dwight Bikes with 1:18 left in the game. He hits the reverse. A 12-point lead with 1:10 left. Blake Griffin. That's good. It's a trip. And he's missed 7 free throws. A lot of them here in the fourth quarter. Richardson with the steal. Wade ahead for Winslow. Richardson gets there. Wade with a rebound. And out it comes to James Johnson. With the Heat now just a half game behind the Bucks. 4 ahead of the Pistons. Detroit falls to 29-34. They've dropped 8.